In Her Majesty's Name by Osprey Games. Let's give it a try. Hi folks, welcome to MJ Hobby Corner. This is MJ, and today I have a little game for you guys. It's going to be a short one, I think. I'm going to give In Her Majesty's Name a try. This has been in my rulebook collection for a very long time, and I've never played it. It's a very simple rules set. It is a steampunk skirmish. So definitely something a little different, and this is going to trigger a lot of terrain making on my part because I realized that I really don't have a lot of good terrain for steampunk. So I started last weekend. Today is Monday, by the way, and so I'm going to have a lot of new terrain coming to the channel. You guys will see a lot of new buildings and all that stuff with a steampunk theme to it. All right, let's get on to the game. All right, so I will be playing the British Rifle Company. And I have here my first figure is Amelia. And she is a nifty character. She's an engineer. She invented these cool wings for herself. Mechanical wings, which give her the flying ability. She's also carrying an arc pistol, which is a powerful weapon, but it also has some disadvantages. All right, she can only shoot it once per turn, and then it has to recharge unless she comes in range of an arc generator, or if she has an arc generator equipped. Okay, which I didn't give her one because I couldn't afford it in points. So that's Amelia, my engineer. We have my captain. Here's my leader. All right, nifty figure. He has a saber and a pistol. Okay, but he also has armor 12 because he has an SRC breastplate. Okay, so I have 3 riflemen. These are British riflemen, and I'm using my old Cadoran figures from War Machine to represent them. So British riflemen. They have military rifles, which give them a bonus of +3, and their shoot value of +2 is +5 shooting altogether. So pretty good. They have an armor of 9. Pretty good. And here's my sergeant. She's also carrying a military rifle, and she has leadership 1. So if my captain goes out of the game, then her leadership takes over, and I can add that to my initiative. All right. And then the final thing here is a medium walker. And so there is a figure in there. There is a driver in there, and I have another figure. If something happens to the walker, the driver will have to climb out before, you know, anything happens, before the walker explodes or anything like that. So there is a driver in here. Interesting mechanic for walkers. All right, now that is the British Rifle Company. Now let's check out the Prussians, Society of Thule. Okay, so my opponents will be the Society of Thule. And this is their captain. He is a fanatic, so he can re-roll a failed pluck roll, which is good. A pluck roll is a saving throw, so that's pretty cool. And then we have Dr. Cobalt here, and he is an engineer. Now, he is carrying a nifty piece of equipment called an arc generator. The arc generator does some really cool things. First of all, he is carrying an arc pistol. So with the arc generator, he can fire that pistol every turn. It does not have to recharge. However, if my girl back there is within 8 inches of him, her pistol can also recharge. So since these pistols have a 6-inch range, we have to get close anyway. That helps me as well as him. But he has another use for the arc generator. When we get to these guys, I'll tell you what that is. All right, and here they have a light walker with a steam fist and 3 Prussian infantrymen or Jaegers. I think I pronounced that right. Now here are my conversions, and pretty cool. So these guys are very interesting because they are carrying a piece of equipment that is called a revivifier. So the revivifier is a piece of weird science that gives these figures a zombie mechanic. Okay, so it's a very interesting mechanic. So if they are within 8 inches of the arc generator, 8 inches of the engineer, and they get they're killed off in the game, they're taken off the table. Instead of being taken off the table, they will actually rise on the next movement phase as zombies. Okay, so they become zombies as soon as they die, if and only if they are near the arc generator. Now the thing is that they are not removed from the table, because even if he's not immediately around, as soon as he comes into range to one of their bodies, they immediately come to life as zombies. All right, so that's a really cool mechanic. I like that about the Prussians. So, all right, I may actually recolor his mustache. All right, so that's it. That is the Prussian enemy there, and pretty. These are very good at shooting, so I'm gonna have a pretty hard time. Well, the British company is actually pretty well rounded off as well. So pretty good opponents here, pretty well rounded in both cases. All right, let's go on. Okay, so we are deployed. We have Amelia, the engineer, with an infantryman or rifleman, the medium walker, my captain, 2 infantrymen, and then the sergeant right there. Okay, and then on the other side is Society of Thule. We have the 3 Jaegers all together, Prussian Jaegers, and then behind them is the good engineer with the revivifier and arc generator, and then we have a light walker and their captain, who's a fanatic. Okay, and their captain is right there. So that's the deployment. All right, let's get to it. Okay, so first things first, we're going to roll initiative. My dice is going to be this brownish dice here, reddish brown. And the green dice will be the Prussians. We each get a leadership bonus of +2. And we have to roll this every turn. This game is played in phases. All right, Prussians, 1 + 2 is 3. 7 + 2 is 9, and so British get the initiative. Okay, so I think Amalia is going to take the first turn, and have to be very careful with flying figures, because if they go through dangerous terrain or rough terrain or whatever, it could really affect them. So she has a 10-inch range. She's just going to move up close to that objective with her speed. And that is it. All right, so now it is the Prussians' turn. So I move a figure, they move a figure. I move a figure, they move a figure, etc. Okay, and so here are the Prussians. So I'm going to move, start on this side, just to make things easier. I'm going to move one of the Jaegers. They move 6 inches. They have no speed bonus. So they can move 6 inches. If a figure runs, it can add 3 inches to its movement, but then it cannot shoot. Okay. Also, he moved more than 3 inches, so if he gets shot at, the opponent has a penalty. So he's moving right to that objective, blue objective there. And remember, the figure has to carry it out off of their deployment. Okay, so it looks like they may get the first thing out of here. So that's pretty cool. All right, so now it is British turn. I think I'm going to give it to my sergeant here, who's given orders, and she can see the enemy across those barrels there, and those barrels do provide a little bit of cover. So, I mean, yeah, the crates and the barrels. So she moves her 6 inches, and she does have a speed bonus. And of course, if she runs, she cannot shoot. Now, she can shoot if she has the range, but because she moves, she would have a penalty. Okay, so it is important to keep that in mind. So I'm just going to move her. I think I'll give her the extra 3 inches. So she's going to run. And that gives her an extra 3 inches to her movement. And she runs over here, and that's the end of her turn. All right. So moving on to the Prussians. All right, so we're going to move another Prussian soldier here. And I think we're going to give... He has no speed bonus, but he can run. So we're going to give him the 9 inches. So he's going to run, meaning he cannot shoot, right here. And then figures can go wherever they want. There's no like cohesion, although separation of figures, depending on the situation, might be a bad thing. But he's just going to run right close to the building there with his military rifle. Okay. He knows there's somebody on the other side, so he's getting ready. All right, and now I'm going to continue with the British and just continue movement. Since you guys can see how movement works pretty much, we're going to summarize this turn and come back when the action starts. Okay, turn 1 is over, and let's see the positions here on the British side. Everybody has been running. There's no shooting yet. There's running. There's repositioning, and all that. So we have an infantryman that ran over here right next to Amelia. We have the light walker, which has powered himself over here. He moved 9 inches. And by the way, there is a driver in there, a steerswoman. And this is the driver. So if he is hit and she has to bail out, she becomes a figure. So these walkers do have drivers. They're not automatons. Okay. So, all right. So the walker moved there. My captain moved here. And it is worth noting, my captain has medium armor, so he cannot run. He can only move his 6 inches. That's worth noting. Sergeant over here taking cover by the crates. And we have 2 infantrymen that ran up the board. One of them is very close to the objective. All right, let's see the Prussians. So we have the light walker just powered up right here, relying on his armor. So he's not in cover. Then we have the Thule captain who ran for cover here. Doesn't have range with his arc pistol, so he's going to have to move or do something next turn to use that arc pistol. The 2 infantrymen moved here, the Jaegers, and then the good engineer moves right behind them, trying to stay within that 8-inch zone of the Jaegers, so that he can revive them, and turn them into zombies if any of them get not, out of the game, get hit and taken out of the game. So, all right, that is the end of turn 1. Let's do initiative turn 2, and let's see what happens. Okay, movement phase is over for turn 2, and now these are the position of the figures. My 2 infantrymen, this walker moved in contact with this infantryman, and then this infantryman moved to also help his buddy here, so he's fighting against 2, and none of them moved over 3 inches. Not that it matters for the fight value. My sergeant is here. My captain moved up here to support, give some firing support, and they are very close, so it is possible to get them in base to base and do a volley fire at some point. The Thule captain is right there, and he's trying to see a chance. He does have cover. We are counting that little tree as cover 1, so -1 to any shoot rolls. Okay, so this game has terrain classifications, so like you classify it as 1, 2, or 3, and then that's the minuses that you get, and that's for difficult terrain. So that's interesting. Okay, so he's there and he's looking for an opportunity to get that objective right there, but he knows that he'll be fired upon. And he does have armor 12. All right, moving over here, we see one of the Prussians is now taking cover, getting ready to fire with that rifle. Okay, he's going to see an opportunity this turn, this phase of the turn, because these are phases. The Dr. Cobalt moved here. He did move his full 6-inch speed, so he is going to get a -4 if he shoots, or a -2. Any shooting figure that tries to shoot him will get a -2. He's going to get a -4 if he shoots. And then one of the Prussians has the objective. My walker came around the corner and turned to face him. And then here we have another Prussian with his rifle. He may try and do a shot on Amelia, who's grabbed an objective. Okay, and she's going to be ready to zoom out that board. She's not going to try not engage if she doesn't have to. Okay, that arc pistol is has a 6-inch range. But so this guy moved full movement, so he's going to have a -4 if he shoots at her. And then my infantryman moved to this corner. Now, one interesting note about the walkers is that for every 45 degrees that they turn, you use up 1 inch of your movement. So he moves 9 inches, so the last 2 inches were used to actually turn the figure 90 degrees. So that's interesting about the walkers. All right, so turn 1 phase over. We now go to the shoot phase, and it goes to whoever won initiative at the beginning of the turn, and that's me. He's gonna shoot. She's gonna shoot at the Thule. So she gets her dice. Now let's see. Okay, so she is a sergeant. She has shoot value 3, and she has a military rifle, which gives her another 3. So that's 6 plus 6, and she has range 24. So yeah, she's definitely in range. Okay, so plus 6. Now he has cover -1. So that's +5. And that is it. Okay. All right, now he has SRC breastplate, which is armor 12. Okay, so let's see. She's got to beat a 12, and she has a +5. Let's do it. Get a 12. She didn't move last turn, so we'll see. All right, a 5, and a 5 is a 10, so no go. It goes to the Prussians now. Now that she fired, I'm going to put a shoot marker on her. And this is what the little triangles. So she shot this turn, and now let's go to the Prussians. Captain cannot fire this turn. He's out of range, but we have a Prussian right here. Now, he moved a little bit. It was less, like almost an inch, or not even an inch, to get to here. So he can fire full bonuses. He's not penalized. So let's do the Jaeger. Has a military rifle, so that's +3. His fight value is +2. That gives him a +5. All right, +5, 24-inch range. More than enough range. Let's see what he does. +5. Now, who's he going to shoot at? The closest is my captain. So we're going to say my captain. And he rolls a 4. So a 4 plus 5 is 9. So no go. He missed in this shooting phase. So a lot of discharge of rifles, but not very much hitting. Dr. Cobalt, he has an arc pistol. He's not going to be shooting. We have this guy here. He grabbed the objective. He moved more than 3 inches. He would have a -4. So it's the British shooting turn. I'm just looking to see what's up with that walker. That walker did move, and he does get penalized for moving. So, but he has a machine gun. So let me see. Okay, so here's a conundrum. So the walker has several targets in his sights. He has a machine gun, +5. Walkers use the SV of their weapon. They don't have an SV for themselves. So a +5 for the machine gun, which he can split evenly or however he wants between different targets. Here, he has a 30-inch range, so there are 3, even 4 targets if he wanted to include the Thule there, because they're all in line of sight. However, I probably wouldn't split it with as many figures, but say I try to split it between these two, they all moved, so that gives the walker a -2 each one. However, he also moved, and being that he's the shooter gets the -4. It gets the highest penalty for moving. So yeah, so that would negate the bonuses anyway. He'd still have a plus, no, not even. So the moving figure, the shooter, gets the -4 penalty. The -4 penalty if he moves greater than 3 inches. And the target figure, if that target figure shoots back, then it gets the -2 penalty. All right. So I guess it depends on whose turn it is and whether or not they move the 3 inches or not. All right. So let's give the Prussian a -4. He still gets 2. So +2. And he's trying to hit armor 12. He has to get a 10. I don't know. That's a tough shot. A 6, no go. So he shoots his rifle point blank into the machine, but that armor's too thick. Okay. So there, he's shot. All right. And I'm just going to let it be because I skipped them anyway, so that's fine. That's on me. But we'll know for next time. Now, I do have a shooter here. He moved a full move, the infantryman. So he's going to shoot at the Prussian. And he's going to get a -4 as well. Okay. So, my guys get the military rifle bonus is +3. The infantryman's SV is +3. So that is a +6 altogether. Very good shooters, the British. All right. But he does get a -4, so he's only getting a +2. And he rolls a 2 for a total of 4. Armor 9, that does not work. So the infantryman has missed. And he shot this turn, so we're going to give him a little triangle. And now, last but not least, is Amelia. Now, yeah, well, it was my turn. Now it's the Prussian turn. There is a Prussian there, and he can shoot right at my infantryman. All right, there is a direct line to my infantryman. And I'm just going to, because my infantryman is touching the corner of the building, he can duck in. So I'm going to give him a -1 for the cover, okay? That's just me. So he would be able to kind of move back. He did move, a full move, so that's a -4. With the cover would be a -5. All right, now the cover is most likely stackable. So that's a -5. All right, so he gets a +1. He's going to take a wild shot, +1. And the armor he's trying to beat is a 9. Okay, so we got a little bit better armor, I think, than the Jaeger. The Jaeger's armor is 8, so they don't have very good armor. Oh, no freaking way. He gets a 10, and even with the... All right, so he gets a 10. That is a success no matter what bonuses or minuses or whatever there is. That is still a success. So that's going to hit the infantryman before he gets to do any kind of ducking. And now the infantryman needs a pluck roll. God damn, that sucks. All right, so pluck roll is 5 for the rifleman. Now, the military rifle's pluck penalty is -1. So he's going to have -1 to this roll. Oh, no way. No freaking way. No way. That was a terrible roll, and I was rolling good. Well, now this infantryman is gone, and there's no zombification that saves my guys. So that Prussian gets a medal. He gets a medal after the game. All right, so Shooting phase is over. There is only one melee. So let's go see how the melee works. Shooting phase is over here. And then again, next turn, we'll be skipping a little bit the different phases so that the video doesn't get too long. But hopefully I can still provide you with what's going on. All right. So now the fighting phase, turn 2 is almost over. All right. Now here's the thing. In this game, we have a weapon handling mechanic. So weapons can be one-handed or two-handed. If they are two-handed, then only one of that weapon can be held by that figure, can be used by that figure, right? So the military rifle is obviously two-handed. The figure can have a pistol on its belt, but it's going to have to switch weapons, you know, if it wants to use the pistol. The rifle is obviously two-handed, so it can only have one rifle. Same thing with the steam fist. The steam fist is considered two-handed. Now here's the thing. Walkers, meaning it would only have one steam fist. Walkers can be equipped with a machine gun as well as a steam fist. So he has a steam fist. We're going to leave it at that. And he's going to attack. Now that means he only gets one attack on one of these figures. So he's going to attack this guy right here. Okay, and so the walker has a fight value of +4 because of his steam fist, and that is it. The walker itself does not have a fight value. The steerman does, but not the walker itself. So we're going to do +4, a 7 +4. That's an 11. I'm just checking. His armor's 9. That's right. So that is a hit on the infantryman. Now he has to roll a pluck. How much pluck penalty do I get? Is 2. So I'm rolling a pluck at -2. I need at least a 5 or 5 or over. And he rolls a 2. A 2 minus 2 is 0. So guess what? Goodbye, infantryman. He is crushed by the walker's steam fist. Oh, I am not doing very good here. All right. So that's now, as far as I know, there's no like morale system or anything in the game, so that kind of makes things a little bit easier. That's it. Once that guy's gone, he's gone. So I don't know how it is in the new edition. All right, so that was that. Now my infantryman gets to attack back, but he no longer is outnumbering the figure, so there is no +1 for outnumbering. So my poor little infantryman is going to just use his bayonet to try and maybe sever some hydraulic lines or something, or even get the driver. Those light walkers, the driver is actually exposed because he's harnessed into the walker. So the rifle and bayonet is +3, and the rifleman's FV is +2, so that is a +5. And you have to have a talent to actually, it's called bayonet drill, to be able to wield the bayonet. He rolls a 6 +5 is 11. So, and that walker it is a light walker, so his armor 11. So he does take a hit. So now, okay, so let's roll the dice and see what happens. He rolls a 9. Immobilized, cannot move, but can still use weapons. So he can still fight, but he cannot move. His systems are damaged enough that he cannot move. And there's a picture of a walker. You see how the guy's exposed there. Not all walkers are like that. There are military walkers where the person's completely encased. All right, so he is immobilized. Good work. And with that combat, it ends turn 2. Let's go on to turn 3. All right, and I've already lost 2 infantrymen. That's pretty bad. All right, so turn 3 initiative. I'm only going to do 4 turns, all right? So that's what I'm going to do, and that'll give us a little idea of how the game works, all right? Okay, so turn 3 initiative. I'd like to show the initiative. So we still have our captains on the table, so we both get a +2 to the rolls because of leadership. Now, the Prussians rolled a 10. That's obviously, they take the roll no matter what. So, Prussians get the initiative this turn, so they do everything first. And first things first is movement. So, let's go over to the Prussians. I will summarize the movement, all right? Unless something really cool happens. Okay, so the first figure I moved is Amelia, and she's running with an objective. Well, not running, she's flying. So she's using her wings a full 10 inches to get to that table edge and get out of the board. She has an objective. But we have a Prussian who decided to move from there. He moved well over 3 inches, like 5 inches, and positioned himself to try and take a shot despite the hefty penalty. And he knows that it takes that walker a while, to turn around. Now, Dr. Cobalt decides to move behind the tree for some cover, and one of the Prussians is running. He actually ran, so he cannot shoot this turn, this shooting phase coming, and he has an objective. So the walker's priority is going to be to get to him if he can. Oh, and I didn't move the walker, so I'm going to move him before I do my shooting, all right? And he is going to move there, and that'll give him a penalty, but he's going to try a wild shot. Now, he does have a machine gun, so hopefully it'll be enough bonus to try to take him out. All right, so that's that. The dual captain is trying a fast one. He's pulling a fast one. He moves in, grabs the objective, and then use the rest of his movement to try and get away. Objectives don't encumber in this particular scenario or anything. You just move base to base with them and pick them up, which is good. And there's a fight continuing here for the fight phase. And then I have two figures here who have not moved, who are... Actually, I'm going to make sure they're base to base. Yeah, they are base to base. And they're going to do a volley fire on that captain, all right? So Sergeant's yelling, there he goes. So, yeah, they're going to try to take him down also. So we're in a good shooting position. And then let's not forget our little Prussian, who is with the huge mustache, who is... taking cover there and about to fire as well. Okay, so shooting phase will have several shooting turns. So let's go to the shooting phase. Turn 3. Russians get to shoot first because they did win initiative this turn. So the wild shot against Amelia in the back. There's no bonuses for shooting a figure in the back. I think there should be. But anyway... there's enough modifiers already, I guess. So he's going to get a -4 because he did move. Let me just check something. Okay, so the Jaeger is getting a -4 against Amelia. And so he rolls. Now her armor, I gotta remember what her armor is. Amelia's armor is only 9, so he needs to beat 9. So with -4... yeah, he has to roll high. So let's see what he rolls. He rolls a 9. All right. So, but that's still -4. So he only gets a +1. He normally gets a +5. So, okay. So 9 minus 4 is 5, and then +1 is 6. So, yeah, it was a wild shot. He doesn't get it. So. Still not enough to take Amelia down, so that's pretty good. All right, so moving now to one of my shooters. I guess since I'm over here, I will take care of the volley fire. So we're going to start with the captain. He's the primary shooter. He's getting the +1 for the volley fire because there's only one figure. Again, volley fire probably works best with more figures, but that's what we're going to do. So as, let's see, his shoot value is +4, +1 is 5, and plus his pistol, who gives him a shoot bonus of +1, that is a +6 altogether with the volley fire, and he's trying to beat armor 12, so he needs to roll a 6 or above. All right, let's see. Well, that's doable, but I've been rolling terribly now. And he rolls a 2. No such luck. All right. So now it's going to be the Prussians, and there is the little Prussian dude that's hiding there. So he's going to take, now he gets full bonus because he hasn't moved. So he gets his +5 bonus on my captain, which means he's going to roll a 7 or over to beat my captain's armor. My captain's armor is 12. Oh, he does get additional -1. All right, so that's +5, -1 is +4. Can still do it, though. Can still do it. So he's going to roll. He'll need to roll an 8 or above. And he rolled a 5, no go. All right, so he misses my captain. And now it's one of my turns. So now Sergeant's going to get her shot against the running Thule captain there. Anyway, we'll see. We're correcting stuff as we go along. So Sergeant fires. It's +6, but -2 because the Thule did move. The Thule captain. So she's only getting a +4. So to hit a 12, she'll need an 8 and above. All right. So it's a +4. Yeah, because I included the bonus for volley fire. No, she does not make it. It's only a 3. So no, both shots missed. Yeah, not very good. And now, let's see. Okay, so my walker only had to move a total of 2 inches. He moved forward an inch and then turned 45 degrees. So that's 2 inches. So he can fire on this guy. However, this guy ran, so my walker's going to get a -3 penalty because the Jaeger is running. So let's take care of that. And all right, so now that's again a +5 machine gun fire, and I got both the doctor and him. It'd be a good thing to take out that doctor. So you know what? I'm gonna. But then if I split it, doctor would have a -2. He would have a -3 because he ran. So I'm talking about my walker's penalties. So if I decided to split the machine gun fire between both of these, he also has some cover, which brings the doctor up to a -3 as well. I'm just going to do all of the machine gun fire on him. That is a +5, so -3 would still give me a +2, and I forget the doctor. +5 to +2. And I rolled a 9. +2 is 11. Okay. So, yeah, that's a great hit with the machine guns. So I just poured all that machine gun fire into him. He needs to roll a pluck roll. Now, the machine gun gives him a pluck of -2. It has a 30-inch range, too. So he can fire that machine gun for quite a distance. Okay, so pluck roll for the Prussian -2. A 5 -2 is 3. He is out, and guess what? He rises as a zombie. So let's put a zombie marker here. And now he does not have the objective. Objective drops. And zombie is on the table. We're going to just do that to make sure we know that he is a zombie. All right. So a nice, cool steampunk skelly. There you go. There's a zombie. All right. So the objective's on the floor, which leaves Dr. Cobalt free to carry the objective. All right. So I'm happy with that. At least we saw the creation of one zombie. Okay. And now that's it. All the shooting has been done. I don't think Dr. Cobalt is going to shoot. Let me see. Well, he moved. So he's going to get a hefty penalty because he moved more than 3 inches. No, he is in range, though, with that arc pistol. So it was my turn. So it is a Prussian turn now. And he can shoot. He gets a -4. But let's see. Let's see if it's worth the time. He has a shoot value of 0. The arc pistol is the only thing he has, which is a +1. So -4, so that's going to give him a -3 to the roll. He does have an arc generator, so he can shoot that arc pistol every turn. So he's going to shoot a bolt of electrical energy into the walker. Let's see. So he's still at -3 to the roll. So it's no. Walker's armor 12. Just trying. Well, he could roll a 10. So, and he rolls a 3. So no go. But it was a wild shot. So okay, he shot. At least he took his turn. Everybody took their shooting. Now we do the melee, and that's the end of the turn. We go on to the final turn. So, okay, so infantryman makes a melee attack. See if he could sever some more hydraulics in that walker or possibly hit something vital. So that is, I'm sorry, having brain farts, +5. Any other minuses? No. So I'm trying to beat armor 11. And I roll a 10. Oh, excellent, excellent. So that is a good hit. And now, all right, 8. So armor damage, reduce the armor to rating 7. So from now on, he is a 7 to hit. So yeah, I must have really hit that dude hard. Okay, so he is armor 7. We have to mark that. And now it is the walker's turn. And that table will tell you if you need to roll a pluck roll or not. But that walker's getting a lot of damage, so the steersman, the drivers, may have to get out. All right, let's do this. So walker's turn to fight back. Okay, so he rolls a 4 + 3 is 7, not quite enough to hurt the armor of my infantryman, and that ends turn 3. We are moving to the final turn, so let's see what happens. All right, and I hope I get initiative this turn. So I'm adding my leadership bonus. My leaders, all leaders are alive still. Oh, damn Prussians. So that gives them a 10. And I only had a 3, so they get initiative. All right, so we know what's going to happen with the Thule captain. He's going to try to move out that board. The Thule captain, it's important to mention that just like my captain, he has medium armor. That SRC breastplate gives him armor 12, but his weight medium, meaning that he cannot run. So the fastest he can go is his 6 inches. He does not get the benefit of the 3 inches, but still he gets farther enough. Oh, man. Okay, and he's going to keep his little marker there for movement. Let's take these out. Okay, so that we don't get confused, because I get confused very easily. And this is a new turn. All right. So that's the movement phase, and I'm just recording a little bit of it because this is important. Figures are about to move out the board. So now it's my turn. So Amelia, with her nifty little wings, on the other hand, is going to get to move out the board with the objective. And now we are winning by 1. However, it looks like they're going to tie it with the captain over there. Okay, so sneaky captain. All right, and they may even get to win the game because the good engineer, we know what he's going to do next, right? And there's an objective right behind him. All right, so I'm going to let's see, I'm going to do that guy there. He's going to pick up the objective. And again, there's no actions or anything. So picking up the objective, just moving to contact, pick it up, and then you can continue your movement. So let's see what happens. Good old engineer. Now, if he leaves the table, though, guess what happens to Zombie? Zombie falls, cannot be revived. And then that dude over there cannot be revived. So it's actually might not be a good idea for Doctor to grab the objective, but then again, we'll win the game, right? They'll win the game. So we're going to say it. And we're going to say he can't run, even though that's not in the rules. So he's just going to pick it up and go his full movement. He does get a +1 speed. So we'll just say he can't run. And he can't use his speed bonus, so he just goes his 6. Oh, well. All right, but that to me is going to count like a victory, because if we played another round, as long as he survives this turn, technically we would play a 5th turn, and he would be out, and the, Prussians would win the game. All right, so but we're only playing 4 turns. That's all the time I have. So it looks like the Prussians are setting it up for a Prussian victory. All right, let's finish up this turn though. Okay, so movement phase is done. Let's do the shooting phase. So in the shooting phase, I get initiative, but however, my captain only has a pistol, and that's only a 9-inch range, so they cannot participate in volley fire because my captain's range is just not enough. So she's the only one that can shoot him with her military rifle. So we'll give it to her, and she has a +6. So +3 SV and +3 weapon SV. So that's a +6. Now, he ran. Well, he went a full move. He did not run because he cannot run. So he went a full move, so that's a -2. So that still gives her a +4. So let's do it. Okay, so we're only using the penalty of the target this time because she did not move. So -2 gives her a +4. She rolls a 6, +4 is 10. No, that armor is just too strong for these bullets. And that's pretty much it. I mean, next turn, he's going to be out of there. And so is the good engineer. And they would definitely win the game. So, all right. So now he can't shoot. So I think captain is going to go in and help. Oh, we can't because this is the movement phase. Ah, that was an oversight. I should have moved him into combat. So, see, didn't plan ahead. So now he stays there. He can't do anything, really, unless he shoots into combat, which is a -4. All right, so Prussian over there. Okay, he has the walker in his sights. He has not moved. So why doesn't he fire? Okay. Yeah, he's going to fire. It is Prussian turn, right? Yes, it is. All right, so he's going to fire on my walker, which is right there. And he gets his full +5. So he's going to roll. The walker's armor is 12. So he's going to need at least a 7. Walker, did the walker move? No, he did not. Walker did not move last turn. Okay, so no -2 penalty. All right. So +5. He rolls a 5. That is a 10. No go on the walker. The bullet bounces off. So they'll just put a shoot marker. And I'm pretty much going to finish it, guys, because it looks like the Prussians may get a victory or maybe not. Let's see if I can shoot the good doctor. Let's see. Okay, so model's eye view, and the good doctor is in line of sight of that walker with the machine guns. He has a 30-inch range. Good doctor has moved, though, so I will get the -2 penalty. But still, he can do it. It's a long shot. He can do it. Maybe I can tie this game by shooting the engineer. So the walker has a +5 with the machine gun. It's a -2 pluck penalty for the doctor. So +5, -2 because this figure ran. Not run. He moved his full movement. So -2. So that's still a +3. All right, let's see. Now doctor has, what's his armor? I don't believe it's very. Dr. Cobalt has armor 8. Okay. So still get a +3. So this is good. All right, come on. 8. Yes. 8. Engineer's going to have to roll a pluck roll. Let's see. And pluck roll is at -2. 6 -2. Yep, is 4. He drops. Now, here's the thing. The objective drops. So I just tied the game. However, his arc generator also drops. So that arc generator's here. So a figure that's still in range can still recharge from it. Also, zombie could be generated if any zombie 8 inches away from the generator. But the important thing is that one of my figures can come and actually pick it up if they're in range and take the arc generator for themselves. Or one of the enemy figures, if there was another enemy figure around, they can pick up the arc generator and then they would have that ability. So that is a cool rule. All right. So the arc generator has fallen. I have just tied the game. We're going to leave it here. We're not going to do the melee phase. I think you guys get the point. And basically, I just tied the game unless another figure other than the zombie came over, took that objective, and ran with it. Okay, off the table. So a very good game. Let me just give you a couple of my thoughts and we'll end this video. Fun game. Did I have fun? Yes, absolutely. It is a fun game in Her Majesty's name. This is the older edition. That's all I have. I don't have the newer edition, the second edition. Maybe I will get it if I can, if it's in my budget. But I don't have that, okay? So if you've played that before, you could leave it in the comments and tell me what differences there are or whatever. The zombie mechanic for the Prussians is awesome. I love it. The good game, the shooting mechanic, the penalties are a little bit hefty, but I get it. You know, I get why they do it. At first, it's a little bit frustrating, but I do get why they do it. Now, playing this game solo is a little bit harder. I think this game is going to be good as 2-player because then I only keep track of my own abilities and stuff, and Julie will keep track of hers. I think Julie's going to enjoy it because this is a game where you customize your figures very heavily. It has a very strong RPG and flavor to it, and you are encouraged by the way the rules are written to really write your own narrative. That's really what, you know, and a lot of these games do that. And that's fine. I don't mind that at all. So I wish it did have a little bit more narrative. But then again, there's a second edition out there, all right? So that's it. This game is pretty much... this edition is no more. So now it does have other expansions. So yes, the expansions look pretty cool. I never got them, unfortunately. I'll have to search to see if I have them. But there are 2 expansions to the Blue Book, and they look very cool. So that's it. That's pretty much it. That's all I have to say. I will say much more in the MJ Game Spotlight, all right? But for now, that's it. A good game, though. I really like it. The flavor that it gives. It is very fast-paced, and I think I will be playing those Prussians in the future. I don't know what Julie's going to do. She'll probably make up her own female team, which is fine. So, all right. So we'll talk in the next game. You will hear more of In Her Majesty's Name. Very, very cool. And who knows, maybe we can get the newer edition, the second edition, and see what has changed. All right. Talk to you guys soon. Thank you very much. And we'll talk in the next video.